Yeah, there was a conversation I think that I started with Dawn, and it was a tone conversation that I was sort of having with myself in regard to just sort of cinematic language and tone. And it is this thing of being self-aware but not letting it break the movie. That is to say that the drama and the events still carry consequence, but that the audience is slightly in on it. And I would say to the degree that you want to be. This movie, if you want to analyze the politics of it, you know, you could go all the way. If you want to do like a film class analysis of how it blends genre, knock yourself out. But also, if you want to just like let it take you on a zombie romp, you know, and a heist film, by all means, that's kind of its thesis. But you know what I mean? But I think the thing that I really was excited about and that really gets me going from sort of cinematic standpoint or tone standpoint is this kind of balancing act you do with those elements of genre that, you know, where you're stretching it to the ragged edge of, you're just putting trope on top of trope on top of trope and like seeing if you can break it. But I think that in the analysis of it, we were able always to draw it back just enough to keep it, you know, to keep you in it. In a lot of ways also, like the title sequence, I designed as sort of it's a mini sort of version of the movie in the emotional microcosm, like it's like almost like a farce at the beginning, and then it like suddenly by the end of it, it catches you, you know, a little bit. So it's like that was the why of it, sort of from you know, that's the stuff that got me excited to do it.
Zombies, shamblers, the undead, whatever you want to call them. When it comes to killing them, it's all about the brain. If one comes at you, shoot it in the brain. It's that simple. There's a lot of different reasons that I took this film, but I think, you know, you asked me if I would have done a straight zombie horror film, and the answer to that is if Zack had asked me to, the answer is yes, I would have done it. But I actually got to read the script before I even had this conversation with Zack. The thing that was appealing to me is that my character Scott Ward had a lot of heart, he had a lot of depth, he had some emotional things he was dealing with, and it was really a redemption story for him. So I thought, you know, this is an opportunity for me to do some acting, but also kick some ass. So, and for a guy like myself, like it's the first opportunity that I've gotten to do this. Especially on a large stage. So yeah, it was, but it was really that Scott, you know, it was more than meets the eye, and he wasn't your stereotypical, predictable, generic action hero. This guy had, you know, like a full range, and I think he was placed he was in a place that he really didn't want to be. Like I think at the heart of him, he's kind of a simple guy. He just wants to be his own boss, doesn't want anybody to tell him what to do, and he wants to raise a family. But because he is that type of guy who is willing to sacrifice and willing to fight for people who can't fight for themselves, and he, you know, unwantingly became, you know, kind of a hero, kind of an action hero. But he neglected people that he loved in turn. And I think, you know, in the aftermath, he just really wanted to redeem himself. And like, those are the things that were appealing to me. Those were the things that, you know, I thought, this is really gonna, you know, it's gonna move my career to a different level. And this is the thing, like personally, that I've been looking for. Because I have a real bad chip on my shoulder of wanting to prove myself as an actor. Because I don't want to be typecast, and I don't want people, you know, to put me into a stereotype as, you know, professional wrestler turned actor. Like, I don't want to be that guy. You know, I wanted people to see, God, this guy, you know, he can act. You know, I want people to say that about me. I want people to say, this guy can act. He can do anything. He can range is A to Z. Whatever you ask him to do, he'll do. Like he's the guy. He's a perfect guy. So you know, that's who I want to be. And this really, I mean, if you see like how many layers are in this film, in ranges of emotion, how many things you go through. I mean, in one particular scene at the elevator, I must have gone through like 5 or 6 different extreme emotions, you know, and I don't get opportunities to do that. So this is a huge opportunity for me.